Well, I guess I wanted to touch on like some sort of topic. And I've been like leaning on what life makes me focus on or makes me see. Kind of like, hey, symbolism within symbolism. And I've been doing like, I'm trying to think what's the best word. Essentially astrology, but also like psychology in a studying manner based on experiences totally in a long-term period. And it's that planets, everything around us is triggered once we're disconnected as a being, because we leave the mother's electromagnetic field and become our own. And that field gets a birth light print. So that is one way of reading how your natal chart in astrology can actually say something about you and give those expressions. And people think it's just sun sign when it's also like moon, planets, even the rising sign. And the rising sign is important because that is the angle that this is coming into, and that can be expressed depending on what time of day. Like, I'm a Gemini rising, but a Sagittarius sun. So in that terminology, I would have to have the sun here, and as it was going around, had to curve to the Gemini. Now, when I go into the zodiac wheel, I'd like to at least put in some kind of where I'm coming from, because you have a whole electromagnetic space here, and this space is mostly like an energy form, and it exists and whatnot on that scale where energy is going from planets like a resonance, and then you also have whatever the stars are hitting at that point, carrying their expression of light at that amount of light, wherever its origin or frequencies may be being emitted. So you capture that. And once you capture that, your field is your inner working relative to what's going on the outer side. And that external perspective of your reality is where you get to interact. Now, you have aspects where you go into a dream, and inside that dream reality, you are experiencing aspects based on your collective formless aspect. Now, you may, at times, when you're aware, fulfill that same expression only due to the amount of experiencing you allowed yourself to be identified as. So, that doesn't carry over to like a dream world aside from the ego being carried over. Now, you can be conscious and aware with the ego present to bring that entire consciousness in, but that's a talk for another time. So in going back to the birthlight print, everyone's expressed differently. So even people born on the same day at the same time could still be expressed in a certain way. You see that with twins sometimes. They can share that connection easily electromagnetically, which is why they tune in, but they can still develop based on the free will choice of who they are and what they'd like to follow and passionate, because you can express that same goal, that same resonance in a couple of manners. It doesn't always have to be the same, and it's just more towards who we are behind who we are. Like I said, other talk towards consciousness, not right meow. So now I gotta get into, well, if we are these forms, these electromagnetic, or energy being emitted, existing, and we're perceiving through these to allow this vision of reality, the spectrum that this vessel has been able to create, like, it's also human. That's where the ego part comes in. So it has a part of its own. It's a being and it's shared like a union. And that's a lot to commit to. But you know what? We're here for growth. So with that, there's a divine dance going on with all the planets. And all these planets here are relative to some sort of unique resonance as well. Like, you can actually look it up online where they have recordings of that resonance being picked up, converted into what it would sound in a sound tone, because they just don't exist on a form we can hear. But we can, like, use software to tune in and make it more audibly heard. Yeah, let's go with that. Yeah. Sometimes my human self is like, and my higher self is like, you're funny. So we're gonna get on with this. And as we navigate the things that are coming our way, the stars, the planets, you want to consider the following. You got the sun. This is how you shine. You got energy going through. The sun's going through, like, the cosmic space outside the realm of the sun's electromagnetic that we, planet-wise, exist in. So that is moving at, we don't know. Maybe we do. Maybe we got calculations, but it's still something that they don't fully understand. At least to the degree how they define the sun is nuclear-wise, and how it actually, what light is in general in reality. Like, Nikola Tesla was a lot closer to that stuff. But he's like brushed under the rug from a lot of stuff that people don't give him enough credit. But I think he's getting acknowledged. You'll see. There'll be people like, yep, he's the one. Fuck that Edison dude. Who needs him? He's a profit maker. Anyway, before I go into a historical moment, we are going to express the following. So upon that ponder, I realized maybe I should just split the video. So what I'm going to do is make another part. So that's going to come after that. So since that's the case, I will put here, that's a website. It's my website. I designed it myself. Check it out. I put a lot of love into it. Yeah, and subscribe. That just popped up there a while ago, but I'll mention it now. And playlist. Ta-da!